Welcome to Smack Talk Live. I am Coach, along with Lone Wolf. We'll get his name figured out here eventually.
Yeah, we'll fix that.
That.
Yeah, we'll get there.
So lot to go over tonight. We're gonna start with the World Cup, Lone Wolf. We were just talking about it before we started the show. Let's talk about it. And as we've said it before, that this is like a summer long thing, right?
Right.
That we are going to be experiencing all summer long. So we're not going to sit here and talk, about it the whole show and things like that. But we do need to touch base on it because it's a once every 4-year event.
Well, it's a big deal for everybody. I mean, this is a thing, right? This is for multiple countries throughout the world. So it does garner a lot of attention, as it should. And it also takes place when a lot of other sports are either done, wrapping up, or in the middle of their seasons. So they're really not taking headlines away from this. And the World Cup is able to kind of take center stage.
Right. So, and when we're looking at this, it officially starts the 11th. So I believe that is Thursday.
I think Thursday, yeah.
So, that's when everything kicks off. But a couple of big stories here. The first is the ongoing saga with Iran. They had issues getting to Mexico. They finally got there, and now they're criticizing Mexico for how they're handling their team, and they're blaming the U.S. for not issuing travel visas to some of their team officials. I mean, who knows if this stuff is really true? I said, depending on who these officials are, if these were officials that were part of the, I guess, previous regime that was there, that again, we don't want to hear, we shouldn't be. We're there. Things are happening there. That's not our discussion.
Right. This is politics or something. Right. This is not our show.
If they're part of the former regime that was there, I wouldn't want them in the country.
Yeah.
Whether you agree with what we're doing over there or not, I wouldn't want somebody like that in the country with this ongoing situation over there, whether you agree with it or not.
I mean, the Iranians are going to have a hard enough time as it is. They relocated their training from Tucson, Arizona to Tijuana. So I'm not really sure that they're having the best time. They went to Tijuana. I don't know. Coach,
hey now.
I'm just saying.
You can get a lot of fun people in Tijuana.
I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can.
You just got to be careful. You might never be seen again.
Right. Good luck, Iranians in Tijuana.
A minor problem.
It's close to where they have to play in Los Angeles, I guess. So that's probably why they ended up going there. I don't know, but yeah. Good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck with it. Anyways, so that's kind of like the only non-soccer story, but we'll go through here. The ESPN has done an analysis. They did AI generation on each group to see who they think is going to advance out of each group. So obviously right here, Group A, Mexico, best chance. And this isn't because, they're part, kind of a co-host of the World Cup. They're traditionally a very good team. Very rich history in soccer.
Absolutely, it does. Yeah.
For Mexico. So that does not surprise me there. It goes by South Korea, Czechia, and then South Africa.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I don't follow a ton of soccer. But I don't have an issue with any of those AI predictions. I think they got that pretty right, unless something weird happens. What are your thoughts, Lone Wolf?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, what I saw out here is there's a couple of teams that people have been picking to kind of say that they're going to be the ones winning the whole thing. I didn't look at specific groups, but somebody predicted Spain would win the whole thing. Somebody else who's been very good at predicting this indicated that Argentina, France, and Germany, the last three winners, were going to win. This year, he predicted the Netherlands to win. So I'm not going to say that they won't, but I mean, we'll see. I'm curious to see if that plays out. I mean, this guy has some sort of model that he uses to do this. Yeah, well, we'll see. Hopefully, I don't know. I mean, that would be kind of cool to see the Dutch actually win the title. I don't think they have for a long time. But yeah, Coach, I think it's interesting because there are always storylines within those groups before you get to the quarterfinals, semifinals, and what have you. So I like to see how the drama kind of plays out because typically there's some country you think it's going to do better than it should have. And then there's a country that was supposed to do better and that doesn't. And I like to see who that is. There's
Right.
some drama there.
Right. Yeah, and we'll see what happens. There's always a team, in every tournament that kind of gives you a little bit of a surprise,
Right.
As we go through things. Group B, we have Canada, Switzerland, Bosnia, and then Qatar. Obviously, Qatar, the lowest chance of advancing. Bosnia down to 46, and then they have Canada, Switzerland both at 94% chance of advancing. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Right. Both of those teams have had some success in the World Cup in the past. So
yeah, and so we'll see what happens there. Moving to Group C, you have Brazil at 97%.
yeah,
Morocco at 91, Scotland at 66, and Haiti at 16.
yeah. Yeah, I mean Brazil's just a powerhouse. They've been so good in soccer for so long that I if they wouldn't come out of Group C, to me, Coach, that would be the story of the tournament right there. Right?
Oh yeah,
if they somehow couldn't.
If Brazil doesn't advance, I think Brazil could probably walk out their junior team and probably advance out of this group.
Right. Yeah.
So, let's see here. And Group D, you have the United States, Turkey, Australia, and Paraguay. This is probably the most contested group.
I would say so.
When you look at it. And I think the only reason that it is because the USA in their last handful of games has been so inconsistent.
Yeah.
They'll look really good one game and then they'll look like utter crap the next game.
Right. Right.
And that could be that they're a pretty young team. I remember probably 2 World Cups ago, people were saying that there's a lot of talent coming up in the youth division for American soccer.
Right.
And now I think that youth is finally to that age where they can compete at the national level. But again, will that turn into success at the World Cup? The United States has never won the World Cup. They've never been they've never even medaled in the World Cup. So
yeah, they've never made the final in the World Cup. They just
I think the closest they've been, I think they made it to the quarterfinals one year.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s, and that's the best they've done. And
yeah, that's about all the United States has ever had success-wise. So
I'm not going to get excited about it until they actually show that they can do it.
Well, and you have some teams there, Turkey, Australia. I mean, those teams can make it out of that group too. So you just don't know what United States team shows up. That's really what it boils down to, Coach.
Right. Group E, you have Germany, Ecuador, the Ivory Coast, and Morocco. I think that's how you say it anyways. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not the liquor Curacao or whatever.
No, it's not Curacao.
Right? Yeah.
It's not blue Curacao.
No.
So you have Germany at 97, Ecuador 92, Ivory Coast 79, and then Curacao at 9.
9. Yeah. Well, and Germany's another one of those powerhouses that, if Germany were to not make it out of this group, that'd be the next talk of the tournament if they somehow weren't able to do that. And Ecuador is really good too. So I mean, this is a pretty stacked group, but yeah, I would say that's what you got. Right. So,
and I think there's one more. Is there one more group?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, two more. We missed a group here. We
got Group F. Yeah, there we go. F. Yeah.
Netherlands, Japan, Sweden, and Tunisia. Again, another group that's pretty lopsided. You got Netherlands at 92, Japan at 90, Sweden at 49, Tunisia at 36.
Right.
I mean, again, it's interesting how these groups are put together because it's like, interesting. It's interesting because it's like how do you get like the Germany group, Group E here,
right?
And yeah, Ecuador is a good team, but the only reason they have a 92% chance of advance is because you have the Ivory Coast and Curacao.
Yeah, and neither one of those is very good. So yeah, you're like, they'll make it out.
Ecuador in any other group, they're probably not advancing.
Right. Yeah, and I don't know how that gets decided exactly. I think there's a formula to it of some type. I don't remember exactly what they do, but yeah.
Probably. All right, Group G. We have Belgium, Iran, Egypt, and the New Zealand. This is another group that
this is wide open, Coach.
It's wide open, but this is a bad group.
Yeah, it is pretty bad. Yeah,
this is a bad group. None of these teams, Belgium, they're usually good, but I mean, this is a bad group.
Yeah, none of these teams. I look at whoever comes out of this group, and I say, they have no shot. Essentially,
right?
Yeah.
Right. So, if anybody, if any of those teams advances past the first round of the knockout stuff, I'll be shocked.
I would be surprised. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Group H, we have Spain, Uruguay, Saudi Arabia, Cape Verde.
Cape Verde, yeah.
A country. Didn't even know it's a country.
Yeah.
Where's that?
Cape Verde? Where's Cape Verde?
What?
Where's Cape Verde?
It's off the coast of Northwest Africa.
Coast of Northwest Africa. It's an island nation. Okay.
Yeah. And they have a team in the World Cup.
They have a team in the World Cup. They do.
Horrible.
Okay. Yeah. They're gonna get their doors blown off, but they have a team in the World Cup. So there you go.
So you got Spain.
I mean, Coach, this group, I think we can say pretty legitimately is another one of those groups that you've got some teams in here that are cannon fodder, to my opinion.
I mean, it's bad when an AI model gives a team a 99% chance of advancing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That means there was only one time in every single model ran.
Yeah.
That they did not advance.
That they didn't make it. Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah. So Spain's coming out of that group for sure. So.
Oh man, how many groups are there?
Holy. Oh, I thought there was less. There's more. Yeah, there's more groups here. Look at this. Okay. Yeah.
So we have Group I. We have France, Senegal, Norway, and Iraq. Then France. They're pretty even here, except for Iraq, which I mean seriously, it's like I don't know how like some of these teams qualify, or it's like people are like, well, let's just throw their country above.
I'm not really sure exactly what the qualifying conditions are, but yeah, France is a power. They've made it. They've won before, so I'd assume they get out of that. So.
Next up, you have Group J, Argentina, Austria, Algeria, and Jordan. Again, how do some of these countries field a team? Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to hear people saying we got to give foreign aid to Algeria and Jordan and Iraq and all these countries. If you can afford to send a soccer team across the country for multiple months to compete in a freaking soccer tournament, you don't need help financially.
Well,
from us.
I don't know how much it costs to do all of that, but yeah, I get where you're coming
I
from,
mean,
Coach. Yeah.
just look at some of our trips that we've taken for a week.
Yeah, no, these are expensive trips. I'm sure it's expensive to send people all over and to do all this for the World Cup. So
I'm sorry. No. That's like somebody that comes up to you, asks you to borrow $20, and then they go and buy a latte with it.
yeah.
You know.
Hey, remember, this is not about politics, all right?
I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of groups, man. How the
right.
heck? What the?
I know.
Group K.
We're to Group K. Portugal, Colombia, Uzbekistan. Again, how do these countries?
Nice.
And Congo.
Yeah. And just so we're clear, just so everybody knows, that's the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Just so that's
Yes.
just, yeah. It won't matter. They won't make it out of this group. But just so we're clear.
So,
yeah.
Again, you look at this, the top couple of teams there.
Yeah.
Group L, we're still going here. Holy moly! What did they think they're the NCAA tournament and expand?
Right? Yeah, they have to have more, as many as possible here. Yeah.
You got England, Croatia, Panama, and Ghana. Who I believe was the Cinderella of the last World Cup, weren't they not?
Yeah. Yeah, they had quite the run. Yeah, I mean, Coach, there's always somebody who kind of pulls something like that off. We'll see how that plays out this time in this group, but yeah.
All right. And that's it. So
okay,
so when you look
that's
at
all of them there. Yeah.
So 32 teams advance out of groups.
Yeah.
So it's usually the top 2 teams advance.
Typically, yeah.
And when you look at it, again, this is AI predicted. You have Canada advancing, Netherlands, Germany, Japan, Norway, France, Mexico, England, United States, Belgium, Croatia, Spain, Turkey, Argentina, Colombia, and Iran.
Wow. Yeah.
So that they would make it to the round of
the 32 round, and then the quarter 16. Yeah.
And then they have France, Canada, Norway, England, Spain, the United States making it to, or the United States, Argentina, and Colombia making it to the quarterfinals. And then they have France, Spain, Norway, Argentina going to the semis. Spain, Argentina, and Spain winning it all.
Spain winning the whole thing. Yeah.
So that is the ESPN AI. I'm going to say it's AI prediction. This is all done by computer, which is the way we're going these days. Pretty soon, the sports shows like this are all going to be AI generated. There's just going to be somebody typing at a keyboard and not really doing much work at all.
Let's hope not, Coach. We need a human element to these things.
Well, who knows where the world's going to be in even a year.
So,
yeah. But anyway, so there's the World Cup for us as we head into that.
It's coming up soon. All
right. we're going to talk about Major League Baseball here for a real quick second. Just quick look at the standings. Tampa Bay, New York, clearly ahead in the East. The Darlings from last year, Toronto, they're stinking it up.
Yeah.
There you have Cleveland with a 2-game lead in the Central.
Means a whole lot of nothing in that division.
Yep. And then Seattle has a 1.5 lead over Texas in the West. The American League stinks.
Yeah.
It stinks.
Hey, what happened to the Sacramento A's being in charge of that division?
They're only 2.5 games back.
They're close. They're close there.
So,
yeah.
Jumping into the National League, you have Atlanta with a 9.5 game
Yeah.
lead on the Phillies.
It's pretty boss.
The Brewers with a 5-game lead on the Cardinals, and the Dodgers a 7.5 game lead on the West.
Yeah.
I think the biggest surprise here, in my opinion, is the Brewers.
Yeah.
Because of the trades that they made in the offseason with some of their key contributors from last year. I think people thought they'd take a big step backwards. I'm not saying they're going to win the division, but they have quietly now rebuilt themselves as 17 games above 500. And if you can, even like right now in the Major League Baseball, there's about 6 teams that are really good.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can be around 500, you have a really good shot of making the playoffs.
Yeah, Coach, I think that they're definitely a playoff team, no matter how you slice it. And I am surprised by them too. You know, we talk so much with baseball about salary caps and all this other stuff, but here you have the Brewers. They don't have a huge salary base in comparison to a lot of these other teams that have a huge payroll, and yet they're still leading their division. So, yeah, I mean, it's a real quality club with a good manager, and that's a testament to that, I think. So I don't think they'll win the World Series. I think we pretty much know that there's going to be like maybe 3 teams that have a chance at actually doing that, but yeah.
So sticking with baseball, we're using one of the new features here right now. I don't know if you've seen this highlight, but
probably not.
Everybody knows about Jacob Mizorowski, right?
Yeah.
Has thrown now the fastest pitch in Major League Baseball history multiple times.
Yep.
This was, I believe, last night or the night before. And I don't know, for some reason it's not. Oh, come on. I don't know if you can hear it. Oh, the sound's not working.
Yeah.
But so he is pitching against the Colorado Rockies.
Yeah.
And he domes the batter right in the square side of the head.
Yeah.
With the pitch.
Yeah, I don't think he intended to do that. You can see that, but
he didn't intend to do it, but I want to bring this up and be like, holy cow, this guy is legit. He's young.
Yeah.
He
I think that guy was checking to see if he was still with it.
Yeah, he came out of the game. I'm sure he was concussed.
Yeah.
But at the same, right there shows you how special that kid is. He ended up finishing the pitching through the 7th inning, I believe.
Yeah.
But
he's got a cannon.
The kid, he pitched 103 miles an hour the other night.
It's crazy. Yeah.
I mean, that's nuts.
Yeah.
So hopefully Milwaukee can find a way to keep him in Milwaukee and not.
Well, and that's the biggest issue, right?
So hopefully we'll see what happens there with that. And I think if you are Major League Baseball, it. I'm not gonna say it's imperative, but I think it would drastically help them if you can keep guys like that in these smaller markets.
Right.
Um, because it doesn't consolidate them and water them down
Yeah.
in these big markets. Like right now in Milwaukee, like he can't he could walk in somewhere and people would probably just be like, here, this is free, this is free, this is free, this is free. Like he's a king.
Yeah.
You put him in like New York, LA, or one of these other places, he's just another, like, the bigger markets only like superstar athletes when they're performing well.
Right.
He could go in a slump in Milwaukee for like 5, 6, 10 games even, and people still be like, "Hey, you're really good. You got this. You got this." In a big city,
Right.
they're
They're supportive. Yeah.
You're a
Yeah.
bum. You're a bum. You're a
Right.
bum.
Right.
So, it's just one of those things where it's like, holy smokes, it's just.
Yeah. Yeah. And one would hope that we'd be able to keep him here in Milwaukee, but who knows? I mean, coach, there's been a lot of push. We talked about the salary cap. That would be helpful to getting somebody like him and keeping him around, but I don't know. We'll see how baseball responds to that. So,
All right. So moving on to the NBA finals. We'll talk about the NBA finals here briefly. The Knicks are up 2-0 on the Spurs, and this looks like this could be a short series. Lone Wolf, I'm gonna let you lead this off because
yeah,
they sold 2 in San Antonio, and now they're in New York.
I'm just shocked, coach, at this outcome. I don't think either you or I saw this coming. The Spurs have more talent to me than the Knicks, and so I don't know if this is just playoff jitters or we haven't really been there before, but this is shocking to me that the Knicks are at this point. And look, game 2, it's a 1-point game. It's anybody's game, really. I think maybe you just need to get that a bit out of your system. I don't know. There is a lot of playoff inexperience here, but the biggest thing that's stealing the show right now isn't even the game. It's game 3 and people telling Donald Trump not to go to the game. So, even Stephen A. Smith called him out and said, don't go to the game. And then he's like, oh, it's not about politics because New York is going to be crazy for this game. I don't get that, but he was adamant about it. And that's all the storylines about it. Like right now, those are the big storylines. Like
I'm telling everybody, I'm telling everybody right now, because you told him not to go, he's gonna go.
Well, exactly, he's gonna go.
If you never said anything, he may not even go.
Right.
But because you told it, because people are saying they don't want him to go, he's gonna go.
He's gonna go. Stephen A. Smith calling him out and saying you should. Yeah.
That when they have a fork, you say, "Don't put that in the outlet." Don't
do it. Don't do it.
And then they do it because you told them not to do it.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't understand that whole thing. It was stupid. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know why that was the case, but okay.
It'll be interesting to see if New York wins it, how the people of New York react.
Coach, let's just be honest here. They're gonna go psycho. It's gonna be bad.
Like it's gonna be like the George Floyd riots again.
Yes,
where it's mostly peaceful.
Yeah,
as there's buildings blowing up in the background.
Right, peaceful. It's fine.
They're peacefully
like we're sitting here. You see this in the background. You see that. It's just all on fire back here.
Yeah, right. It's peaceful.
Like, oh my god. Yeah, I think honestly, this is just one of those things where, Wembanyama played really well in game 2, but you need a little bit more well-rounded offensive presence, and you need to step up on the defensive side of the ball. You gave 105 points, which isn't horrible, but you held Oklahoma City to a couple games where it was like 80 or 90 points.
Right.
You need to do the same thing. You need to step up the defensive intensity on these guys. And there's no like one guy. I mean, Jalen Brunson's good, but he's not the one guy you have to shut down. Like they did that with the
Right.
Thunder. They don't have that here. They got Mikal Bridges, they got Brunson, they got guys around. You need to be able to shut down multiple guys or have a different game plan to slow down their offense. And right now, they aren't doing that. So if they can kind of figure that out, I think they can steal one here in Madison Square Garden. It's going to be a tough environment, but I think they can at least pull that off and make it competitive.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. They have to. I'd say Game 3 is a must win.
Yeah. I think they will.
If they don't win Game 3, I think you could say it's pretty much over.
Oh yeah, at that point, yeah.
So, all right. Let's see. Moving on to the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. The Vegas Knights have a 2-1 lead after winning in double overtime.
Yeah.
And here we go. I'm gonna show this video.
There we go.
Of the winning goal.
There it is.
And the funny thing here is, and I'm gonna have to figure out why the sound's not playing. But anyways, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. I'm happy that the Golden Knights are up 2-1.
Yeah.
But that was an own goal. I mean, the Hurricane player tried to clear the puck.
Right.
And hit the back of the goalie.
Yeah.
The Vegas Knights didn't do anything for that goal.
I mean, yeah. But coach, you'll have to admit this though. Like the NBA has so far kind of been a little ho-hum as far as the playoffs are concerned. And this NHL finals, it was 5-4 in game 1. It was an overtime win by the Hurricanes in game 2 and a double overtime win by the Golden Knights. Yeah. Like this is exciting.
Well, right.
Yeah.
Oh, I absolutely.
Yeah.
That the NHL finals right now are the most exciting thing in sports right now.
Yeah.
You don't have anything else going on. You got the freaking Pee Wee basketball league playing.
Right.
Other than that, it's happening at the right time. It'll be done before the major part of the World Cup is going.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
We'll definitely be, seeing the. I think you're going to see a lot of positive ratings for the NHL Stanley Cup Finals compared to the NBA Finals. I just don't think the NBA Finals, I didn't even know there was a game going on last night for the NBA Finals.
Yeah, they really haven't done a good job of hyping that up as much, and these games have been just thrilling. So
the Knights are up 2-1, and we'll see if they can pull it off.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this: I know you don't really follow WWE.
Not more recently, no.
So back, oh man, this is back in the 90s.
Okay. You're kind of echoing a little bit, by the way, Coach. Just FYI.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
So I can try to mute and unmute here just a second. And try that and see if that does anything.
Okay.
But back in WWE I'm trying to think of his name. Had like the midget guy. I can't think of his name. Hornswoggle. Right?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. They had Hornswoggle.
Yeah.
So they have this new guy called Danhausen.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what, it's kind of interesting. I kind of watch it now and then since it's on Netflix now, and I don't have to pay for cable because I don't pay for cable. It's like I already
Right.
pay for streaming services. I'm not paying for cable. So that I'm gonna pull him up here for you so you can see what he looks like.
Oh, I found him here. Yeah, yeah. Here we go.
This is hilarious. So this is Danhausen, and he's kind of like comic relief wrestler, and he curses people. So he's cursed the Knicks, but the Knicks are up 2-0. So it'll be interesting to see how he responds. But there's a Vegas Knights fan offered to pay Danhausen to curse the Hurricanes.
Okay.
So,
what the heck?
if I could get the audio to work, I'd play his "You Are Cursed" stuff, but I don't know why. I'll have to play around with it.
He apparently called out New York's mayor, saying he needed a giant floating balloon of himself to drop pizza and hot dogs on New Yorkers. So, okay.
The guy's hilarious.
What the heck?
So, it is definitely it's interesting to say the least. But that kind of brings some comic relief to the sports world, so it's not as serious because let's be honest, everybody. Sport is entertainment.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's okay if a professional sports team that you root for loses. It's not the end of the world. Like you see these people freaking out, smashing their TVs and stuff when their team loses and things like that. It's like, and that may be, now that we can have videos, we may do the top 10 biggest fan freakouts.
That would be fun, Coach. That would be fun.
We might have to do that. At some point, because we can each have our own media board, I believe, on here.
Okay.
So, but I think you'll have to do it on the computer, not on your phone.
Yeah, I'll have to do that without using my phone. Yeah, right.
So, but I want to bring that up because the guy, it's funny if you ever watch it, Lone Wolf.
Yeah,
he like one time he made a bunch of mini Danhausens and they ran out to the ring. It's hilarious. He electrocutes people. It's funny. It's funny. So, anyways,
he's apparently a big guy though. He's like 5'10", 300 pounds.
He's not 300 pounds.
That's what it says online. It says he's 300 pounds.
He is not 300 pounds long.
He doesn't look 300 pounds, but it says 300. I don't know. It's crazy.
It's all part of his
He's got some kind of shtick or something. Yeah.
Shtick, yes.
Yeah.
So, all right. We got about 20 minutes left here. And first of all, we're going to preface it that we're going to lead into the biggest story that we're going to talk about.
Okay.
By also talking about one of the dumbest things.
Okay.
So we're going back kind of to Major League Baseball. And we're going to talk about this is an article from April. Major League Baseball wanting to expand to 32 teams.
Yeah.
And here's the list of potential cities. Charlotte.
Yep.
Montreal. Which, did they already have a team in Montreal?
Yes, they did already have a team in Montreal.
The Expos, and it failed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Oakland.
FYI for everybody. Yep.
Oakland. We are
Been there, done that.
Nashville, Orlando, Portland, Raleigh, Sacramento. Just keep the A's.
Right.
Salt Lake City, and then Vancouver. What do you think, Lone Wolf? What do you think about Major League Baseball wanting to expand to 32 teams?
How about let's not do that? It's bad enough that we have what we've got, and let's get the salaries under control, and let's make sure that baseball is, no. Let's just, no. Why are you expanding? Don't even expand. No, this is a stupid idea. No.
I mean, you're at what right now? 30?
Yeah, they got 30 teams, so they want to add 2 teams. This,
You're gonna add 2 teams,
no.
and you'd have to reconfigure the entire structure. You can't have 3 divisions. You'll have to go to 4 divisions,
Right.
just like the NFL.
Right.
You know, and I mean, when you look at the statistics of this stuff,
Yeah.
you know,
could you add 2 teams? Would it be possible? Sure, you could add 2 teams, but I just don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea for a sport that needs to be revitalized. People are like, oh, but there's so many people that went to this game or that game. And sure, yeah, there are, but I just don't think baseball is at the top of where it needs to be. So you add 2 teams, you make it more difficult. I don't think so. And restructuring everything. And what do the playoffs look like if you add 2 more teams?
well, that's the thing. It's like if you're gonna do that, you have to then change the structure of the playoffs.
Yeah. And the regular season with 162 games that you're playing these series against other teams, how many schedules need to change because of that? And adding those 2 teams.
I mean, some of these renderings of possible stadiums are kind of neat. I don't know if they're just AI renderings or if like
Probably.
these are groups actually put this out there.
Right.
But here's the thing. Here's my thing. When you look at this, out of this list, like right here, like you look at Salt Lake City. Salt Lake, guess what? You need to have a dome.
Yeah.
It's freaking cold in Utah.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's cold. You start too early.
Right. Well, especially for baseball, coach. I mean, you're starting when it's cold, you're ending when it's cold. You need a dome. Get a dome.
So, out of all the cities on that list, the only one that I would say could viably sustain a major league team is Nashville.
I was going to say the same thing because the population there has exploded so much. And you already have a couple of pro sports teams there, so you could definitely, I think, handle it. Yeah.
So I think, Nashville could, but instead of adding a team, there's plenty of teams that want to relocate one to Nashville. Don't add 2 new teams.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Put somebody there who maybe their fan base isn't great right now, or things aren't going well for them, or whatever the case may be, or like the A's where they're moving. But I mean, Vegas is not a good spot for the A's, I don't think.
No,
but
I don't think. I mean, I think you're kind of seeing it with the Raiders.
Right.
Because you're not seeing these huge crowds and
yeah. Yeah, it's not a huge fan base there, I don't think. Yeah, there are fans.
Vegas is a tourist town. It's not a it's not an area where you're going to grow fan loyalty.
Right.
even like you look at Vegas nights, and I'm a member of a bunch of Vegas forums on Facebook, and it's mostly people from out of town that travel that
Right.
watch
That are like,
those
yeah,
games.
this is awesome. Yeah.
A couple of people that I kind of communicate with even asked, "Hey, you want to come and watch a playoff game?" I was like, "Oh, how much for a ticket? $500? Nope,
Yeah.
not
No, I'm good.
not doing it."
Yeah.
You
Right.
know, so that's the problem with Vegas.
Yeah.
For sports,
Right.
it's not. You're not building a fan base. You're bringing in people from around the country that support
Yeah,
those
we
teams.
won't even go down the road of the WNBA team that's in Vegas.
No, yeah, that's
We won't go there.
so.
That's a whole other issue. We'll get to that at some other point.
But
But yeah, no.
the reason I brought up that, because people are probably saying, "Well, why are we talking about that all of a sudden?"
Right.
Because of this, the Chicago Bears are moving to Hammond, Indiana. So the question is, what do you call them? Are they still going to be the Chicago Bears?
Yep. Yep.
Or are they going to be
Chicagoland, Hammond, Indiana Bears.
there's other stuff going around, and it's all satire, but one was the Hammond Hamsters.
Oh yeah.
It's this right here, where people are gonna sit here and say, well, they're finally, the Bears are finally they're back. No. They had a good season last year. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. This shows you that the city of Chicago and the Chicago Bears organization are utter idiots.
Yeah.
You have a very good team right now. And instead of figuring out a stadium deal to keep them in Chicago, just to keep them going the status quo, you're going to throw all of this out there. So guess what's going to be talked about all year?
Yeah. All this crap. Yeah.
There's going
The
to be
Hammond Bears.
There's going to be so much distraction on the
Right.
Bears moving, and people are going to ask the players, "How do you feel about this? How do you feel
Yeah.
about this? How do you feel about this?"
Well,
and
absolutely.
what the media is going to try to do is they're going to say, "Look, the players don't want to leave. Why are you leaving?"
Right. Yep. Yeah,
So
you'll get some players that'll be like, this is not right. This is iconic. You'll have ex-players who will say, this is horrible. We're the Chicago Bears, and I can't believe they're doing this and all this kind of stuff. And it's going to be a major distraction to their whole season. You're absolutely right, Coach. And media people won't let it die because they want the story. So, yeah.
So,
here's the thing. I could see Chicago at some point being spiteful and saying, you aren't in Chicago anymore. You can't be the Chicago Bears anymore.
Right.
I mean, the Arizona Cardinals used to be the Phoenix Cardinals. They moved out of Phoenix. Now they're the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah,
you can't be the Chicago Bears if you're not in frickin' Chicago.
Right. And so now, and that's the question. It's like,
right.
Is this technically an Indiana team, or do you still say they're an Illinois team?
Coach, they're going to be in Hammond. They're literally going to be located in Indiana. This is a package offered by the Indiana legislature. They will be out of state. They are in Indiana. They are basically just like the Colts. They're in Indiana. I don't know what else to say. They're not in Illinois anymore, and they won't be when this happens. So
it is going to be very, very interesting. And then all of a sudden you're going to have people in Chicago, once this deal is done and the stadium is built in Hammond, you're going to have people saying, we need another team in Chicago.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Well, I'll say this. So I do know some people that are in Chicago. My dad's talked to some people that he used to work with that have season tickets. And the fan reaction of people in Chicago is, screw you. We are not keeping our season tickets because of what you're doing to our team. So that's been something I've heard from some people already. What do you think about that, Coach? And do you think that the Chicago fans are going to generally have that reaction to this move?
I think initially, they are trying to spin it. They have their Bear account, media accounts of their like quote unquote super fans that have done road trips from Soldier Field to the new stadium site, and it's
Yeah,
like 20 minutes. The issue is you're not going to be able to take like a light rail or anything
right.
to Hammond, Indiana. You can't take a subway and all of a sudden, hey, there's Soldier Field.
Yeah,
You're not going to have that. So that would be interesting. Now, it'll be interesting to see what the Bears do. Do they offer some type of like transportation service from, the Soldier Field site to the new stadium?
right.
For those fans, those local fans that don't drive and don't want to travel 20 minutes. The issue with these professional teams are, like you said, they don't like you what you're doing to our team.
Yeah.
Owners look at it as it's not your team, it's my team. I own it. I pay the
Oh, yeah.
bills.
They don't care. Yeah.
It's all about profit and the bottom line, and I really don't care.
Right.
So, unfortunately, fans, I don't really think people are going to really care if you like it or not.
Unless
Gonna do what they're
enough
gonna do.
people say screw you and don't renew their season tickets, then it'd be a problem.
Right,
But
but
enough
you're
people
gonna
have to do that.
You're gonna have people over in Indiana that probably traveled to Chicago that are now like, hey, this is great. And
Sure.
I didn't have season tickets before, now I am.
Right. If there's enough of those, it'll offset it, and the Bears really won't give a crap.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you look at the financial package that they're getting, plus all the other development around the stadium that
Yeah.
they're going to benefit from, they're not
Right.
going to care. They're not.
No.
They're just not going to care.
Yeah. No, I mean,
about
this
it.
won't happen until apparently it should be finished by 2031. So this is several years in the future when it actually is going to take place. But it's still something that I mean, at least for right now. I don't know if that's sooner or later. I don't know, but that's what they are predicting for the timeline right now.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
It's pretty much a done deal.
Right.
The Bears have made that official announcement
Yeah.
because the finance package that the Chicago is trying to get Illinois to do failed.
Right.
Didn't go through. So it is what it is. And sorry, Chicago, you're not going to have a football team.
Nope.
So,
yeah, I just find it ridiculous. All these fans are saying Chicago needs to keep Chicago in Chicago and all this stuff. And it's like, well, you know what? You didn't really have anything to do with that. You couldn't do anything about it. The city tried, but they failed. So now you get to be embarrassed by your team leaving. Coach, the thing I don't want to happen is, like you mentioned this early when we were talking about it. They're not the Cleveland Browns that went to Baltimore. If the Bears leave, Chicago does not get another football team. All right. That's too bad. You have these guys go to Northwest Indiana. They're right there. That's your football team. Chicago does not get a separate new football team because of this.
Right. And that's that's why it's going to be interesting on how the dynamic there works.
Right.
As they go. So we got a couple minutes left here. Last big story, Myles Garrett, now a member of the Rams. What are your thoughts on that, Lone Wolf? What do you think? Does that make the Rams the undisputed favorite in the NFC?
I don't know if it's undisputed, but the Rams are certainly saying they're all in right now, given what they traded for Myles Garrett. They got rid of Jared Verse and some draft picks over the next couple of years. So I mean, last year I was all on the Rams bandwagon, and they barely lost in the NFC title game to the Seahawks. They would have won the Super Bowl had they been in the Super Bowl. Yeah, I mean, I think they're the favorite right now. You put Myles Garrett on that team, they're the favorite to win the NFC, in my opinion, for sure.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, here's the thing: everybody's talking about because of the sack record last year.
Yeah,
the issue I think I have here is his entire career, Myles Garrett has been playing basically for himself.
Yeah.
Because he knows his team isn't very good. Right.
Right.
So he's playing for himself, playing for I'm gonna get mine. I'm gonna worry about me. And now he has to worry about a team and maybe sacrifice those stats.
Yeah.
For the betterment of the team, because they're going to want him to get double teamed.
Right.
And basically be that sacrificial person.
Yeah, kind of a distraction or what have you. Yeah. Yeah.
And let's be honest, the opponents that he's going to face in Los Angeles are going to be a lot better than what Cleveland faced.
Yeah. Generally speaking, yeah.
Because they're playing a top schedule versus one of the easier schedules in the league.
Yeah.
They're in probably one of the second toughest division in football.
Yeah. It certainly is a top division, and I think that he's never going to get close. I don't say close. He's not going to get to the number he got with the sack record. There's no way.
No.
But at the same time, I mean, this just gives the Rams a presence on defense along with some of their other young, really good players that it kind of does change the equation for them. The biggest thing for the Rams coach is, and we talked about it last year, you brought it up several times. Does Stafford still stay healthy? Last year he stayed healthy and he was the MVP of the league. Awesome. But this year he's a year older. If he doesn't stay healthy, it doesn't really matter whether they have Myles Garrett or not. If Stafford can't stay healthy, they can't win a Super Bowl. So it's really all dependent on that. And that's really what it boils down to. But it certainly makes their defense legit, and maybe Stafford doesn't have to do as much if the defense can kind of hold teams to, a lesser amount every single game. So
yeah, the issue though is you traded away the guy that would have been opposite of Garrett, so you still only have one.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
you only have one. You don't have a second guy, so you're just gonna double team or triple team Myles Garrett, and then you have to hope the rest of the guys can get pressure.
Yeah.
Hence, that's why Aaron Donald was like, "Well, maybe I'll come out of retirement." It's like, Aaron Donald, stay retired. You've been out of the league now for how many years?
Aaron Donald, retired. You're good.
You just stay retired.
Old is he anyway? I mean, come on, really?
He's not. He's younger than I thought.
He's 35. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, he probably could play. And everyone's like, "Oh, he's in top shape." Da 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 da.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but you're 35. You're 35. It's
it's still
35-year-old football player. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Look at Reggie White when he got into his mid-30s.
Yeah.
Was he effective? Yes. Was he dominant? No.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know that would end up happening, but
So that would be interesting to see if that would happen. But I think the Rams, they're already a contender. It'll be interesting to see what happens with the Puka situation. And I think they have more questions actually on their offense than they realize.
Yeah.
Uh, so I think you look at a lot of the top teams in the NFC, and you're like, there's question marks on every team. Like
Right.
you got Puka in LA, you got Micah Parsons and Josh Jacobs in Green Bay.
Yeah.
You have
Well, you
Kendrick
got
Bourne.
AJ Brown being traded to the Patriots with Philadelphia.
Right.
So
So
yeah,
it's like you got there's all sorts of question marks
right.
when it comes to that stuff. So we'll see how all that pans out as we go along here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else, Lone Wolf, that you want to talk about for tonight's show?
No, I think that covers it. I think we hit up the topics we wanted to talk about.
All right. I want to thank you, everybody, for watching. Enjoy your week, and we'll talk to you next time.